take 3 on today. We've had a little bit of audio issues, but as you know, we do not put out bullshit. We bring to you in stereo. You are listening to the GoonCastSquad in stereo. This is Abram. Vito is in Vegas right now getting his balls licked, as he claims, eating steaks and living like a king. With me now is my co-host and guest.
Hey everybody, it's B.
Be up in this house to bring you that real girl talk. You know, we've been having girl chat all day, fucking up on some shit, but you know, it's easy for us to do this shit. So we are gonna go back to the first question that we talked about because anybody can talk about this all day. What are your thoughts on Trump? You know,
Donald running for president. He started off good. I definitely believe that he.
Wait. Hate to hold on to cut you off real quick. We're gonna get back into this, but Vincent's calling right now.
Oh no, I'm scared.
Yo,
what's up?
Santiani. We had a couple clipping issues, so we just started our third show. So you're coming in right at the intro. So I guess it's good timing. What's going on? How's Vegas? What's up?
You know how it is out here, man. It's fucking bunch of drunk motherfuckers out here everywhere.
You having a good time?
I'm having a good time, man. I'm in the elevator right now.
Is there people around?
Huh?
Is there a lot of people around?
Yeah.
You got?
Not really. I'm just trying to get to my floor.
Did you get your balls licked?
Are you recording right now?
Yes, I'm recording. We're in the middle of a take.
Okay, yeah. Oh, okay, that's cool, man. How's the show going?
It's going good. We've actually been flowing good, but we've just had the audio difficulties. So I finally figured out on my end why we were getting the clipping. I had to turn off the speaker on my MacBook, and then I tested it out. So finally back to getting good stereo quality.
That's cool, man. Hey, you want to give me a call back when I get to the room, like in 10 minutes?
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah, it'll be better because there's a lot of shit going on.
Yeah, I want to hear you talking real greasy. You're talking real in an elevator. You're talking in like how you would be in an elevator right now.
Yeah, I'm talking in that Christian tone.
All right, well, I'll give you a call back.
All right, I'll give you a call back.
All right, there. Sorry, B.
It's all right.
We were talking about Donald Trump. The man, the myth, the hair, the legend, the Republican candidate in the lead right now.
Yeah, I think he was going good in the beginning. He kind of has some good ideas. He's definitely going a little rogue. I don't think he's gonna be the nomination for the Republican Party. I don't think he's gonna make it. But it's entertaining. It definitely gets more people watching debates and getting more involved in the campaign, which everyone should. I feel like a lot of young people don't vote. I know people that don't vote at all. I've always voted. The second I turned 18, I started to vote. And yeah, he was going good. I think he definitely has good intentions on making America back to becoming the best country in the world. Go America. But I definitely think he is getting a little outrageous, especially with some immigration policies, and it's just becoming a little bit much. I think he kind of turns it more into a spectacle when he debates. I think he talks a lot of shit and is kind of like lowballing people, and when you see a debate, it shouldn't be that way. It's a serious topic to become the president of the United States, and when he says some things to other candidates, I think he's just kind of being an asshole and is getting reviews, and he's like that kid on the playground when that kind of just throws shade and makes you look stupid to be funny and to make other people kind of not look at his downfalls, look at other people's. I kind of think he definitely does that.
What'd you think about him kicking the 2 Muslim silent protesters out of his...
Oh, I think it was so stupid. I think it was fucked up. I think he shouldn't have done it. It sent a message, in my opinion, that he didn't want them as an audience. And when you're running to become president of America, when we're such a mixing bowl anyways, how could you do that? Like, you know, did you notice that those two people were wearing stars?
Yeah.
You know, just like how the Jews were made to wear those in World War II. It just seemed super fucked up. I think it was super rude because when people do things like that, it shows a weakness in yourself. It shows that you don't want a certain type of person to be present. And why wouldn't you? Isn't the whole point is you want to show, you know, people that don't understand or they don't agree with your opinion. When you speak to them and you're giving a speech, you would want them to hear your side and to be able to understand you better as a candidate. And I definitely think by him doing that, all they were doing was standing there. Like,
yeah, they were silently protesting.
Yeah, they were definitely.
It was their right as Americans to be there, and he had them thrown out, and it made him look weak by. You know, that's just his thing. He wants America to be hateful. Yeah. He wants us to hate each other, and he wants to divide and conquer. Yeah. You know, with the president like him, we're gonna be in war in no time.
Yeah, I think he would be good for the financial side, the economy. I definitely think that he could make a difference. That's why I kind of liked Mitt Romney in a way, because he was a businessman, and I feel like America to me is, I like to say, Captain Save-A-Ho. Like, we are that country that gets in everyone's business. And to me, how can you do that when you still have problems of your own? Granted, there is always going to be problems within a country. But for America to be better and to be able to resource everything we have to another country to help them, which we totally could, because we were at one time the number one country in America, the number one country in the world. But when we have so many of our own issues, we have problems with the vets, we have immigration problems, we have a homeless populace that is ridiculous, we have an economy that is struggling, we have a war on race right now, basically. That's what it's kind of coming to. And how are you going to try to get in everyone else's business when we can't even take care of that ourselves? So I definitely think that Donald could help with the economy and he's smart. I mean, he's a billionaire, right? I mean, he is a billionaire,
but he's also had a lot of companies that have gone bankrupt.
Yeah, absolutely.
And he's also done a lot of shady different things.
Yeah.
You know, this is all theory, you know what I mean? And this is not fact. Is that when he was building so many of the towers, he was hiring a lot of privatized companies to come in and do a lot of the building, and after, you know, just on deposit, and then shortening them the money, and then causing all these companies to go under when he never paid them. But he would build the building, go sell it, go bankrupt, whatever. You know, he's a master businessman. But at the end of the day, like, I don't think that I don't know what this country needs. I tend to stay away from politics as much as possible, because it's one thing for me to, like, pretend. I look at Donald Trump and I can form an easy opinion thinking, look, the guy's obviously a racist. He's he's a self-promoter. And the funny thing about him was that the funny thing about Donald Trump is that he's been a Democrat this whole time. Yeah. Okay? He's been a Democrat, and then now he's suddenly being the Republican. So in a way, I feel like he's trolling the Republican Party.
Well, he also said before, because, he has identified as a Democrat, and then he is now campaigning as a Republican. But they asked him about that, and he did say that if the Republican Party wouldn't take him, then he would run as an independent. And to me, if you're not going to be fully supportive of being in one party, then you should have been an independent from the jump. And I feel like he is conservative with a lot of things that he has, but he he just, I mean, I don't know. I can't see him as a good president, honestly, but we need a president that isn't a little bitch like Obama, because that's how I feel like he definitely is. He,
Hold on, we got Vito back on the line. Vito, what do you think about D. Trump?
I think he's great, man. I think he's great. He's funny. He's a great guy. I would like to fucking drink some beers and smoke some weed with that guy.
Really? Would you do a tag team with Donald Trump?
A tag team?
Yeah.
Depends who will tag team. Yeah, fuck that. He's got a lot of money. Why not?
what is he paying you?
What is he paying you for this shit? Yeah.
I mean, shit. Why not?
Fucking A. How you think he's gonna run this country? Do you think it's gonna be better? Or do you think it's gonna be worse?
I think it'll be better, man. I mean, why not? Fucking, you let all these other cocksuckers get a turn. What's 8 years? It's nothing.
Yeah. So all right. So tell me, what's it like out in Vegas right now?
It's fucking wild, man. It's kind of overrated, but I'm in my room right now.
You got that penthouse suite and fucking
Got that penthouse, bro. It's crazy.
just partying it up while you shooting your lady.
It's just two of us, man, and it's like we could literally have like a fucking 100 people in this room.
Son of a bitch! You should have invited some people.
Well, hang up the phone and come on over, man.
Shit, I only got a half a tank of gas and no money in my name. I got $20 to my name. Vegas ain't the spot for me. I'm probably gonna go cop me some weed and then smoke and then maybe try to edit this thing. We fucking finally figured out the audio problem, dude. Fucking on my computer at least.
Do I sound like shit on my end? I can hear myself.
Maybe because my headphones are pretty close.
Oh, yeah, maybe.
Yeah.
So what are you guys talking about?
We've been talking about a lot of things. We've had to cut a few things because we went on an hour run. Good, dude. Becca's kicking ass. She's got no chill when it comes to talking on the microphone. It was like nothing. Some of the things we've been talking about is what we talked about this. When was the last time you cried? Here's a good question for you. Do you have anything that you hate, that you absolutely fucking hate?
Yeah, I fucking hate. Like, there's so many things. Yeah, fuck yeah. You know what I hate? I hate the fucking home pass. Having to drive in that shit every fucking day.
But is it a hate-love relationship?
No, I just fucking hate it every day. I mean, I have to do it, but I hate it.
Give me something a little bit more specific.
When I'm fucking talking to somebody, I fucking hate when I'm on their phone and then I gotta repeat what I said because they're not fucking paying attention. I hate that. That's one thing I hate.
You don't sound like you're on You don't sound like you're on vacation. You sound like you're having
you're on a business.
You're having a shit time. Like you're frustrated.
No. I'm just sober right now. I'm sober.
What? You should be fucking drinking straight out of the Jack Daniels bottle.
Yeah. I ran out of liquor because I drank it all last night, so we had to go to the grocery store and buy some more. I'm not planning on leaving this hotel room. It'd be a waste of a fucking penthouse to leave this fucking place.
Shit, if I had a little bit more gas money, I'd go out there and we get hammered in the penthouse.
Yeah, and I didn't even book this room. They ran out of the rooms that I originally booked. And they were like, oh, we're going to have to give you the biggest room we have here on the top floor. On my bad. I'm like, do I have to pay extra? And they're like, no, it's on us. And I was like, all right.
Maybe if I talk my mom into let me use her gas card, I'll fill up the tank and then
shit, man. This fucking room is amazing, bro. It's crazy.
I'll bring the equipment and then we'll Vegas it. Vegas PCast so that Jackie can be like, fuck you guys.
No. I'm gonna call Steve G to come over and party. He's in town. He hit me up.
Oh shit! What are you guys planning on doing tonight?
Just getting fucked up, man, and drinking and partying.
Oh, sounds good.
Probably go down and gamble a little bit, you know.
Yeah.
You know, another thing I hate is losing money.
What do you?
Lost some money last night, dude.
So what's up? Have you tried to talk Jackie into getting a 3-way for a hooker?
Nah, man, not yet. I don't think that'll fly, dude. But who knows? It's my birthday.
Tell her you need a double beach. That's what all you want for your birthday and Christmas.
Yeah, I don't think that'll go by too well. Well, shit, then I'm gonna eat, dude. I'll let you guys get back to your show, and fuck, hit me up if you're gonna head out this way.
Yeah, I might need your help rendering this bitch when you get back in town, laying it down. I'm gonna try to do it myself, but your production value on episode.
Yeah, come over on Sunday night. I have Monday off, so maybe we can get together.
Episode 6 was sick, and I got music this time, so I think we need to add in some music.
Well, we'll see. Let me know. I'm gonna check out now. So, good talking.
All right, you have a good vacay. You get drunk. You get your dick wet, and you do what you do. All right.
All right, man. I'll see you.
All right, signing out. GoonCastSquad.
Peace.
You know what I mean? So he is definitely a Trump supporter. I think he's really just a Trump supporter because he likes guns a lot, and it boggles my mind with the American people. Okay, I like guns. Guns are cool. Own them. But let's not fucking pretend like there are not some people in this world that don't need to own guns.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? Now I get they're all over the hood and the streets. A lot of them were stolen, so those are ones that were bought legally and then stolen, I mean, dudes massing armories for the fucking end of the apocalypse. Where was I at? I was at Winco, and they had a section for, like, survival food. I was like, what the fuck? Like, this is a beautiful idea. These fucking poor white trash spending their money on survival food. And when was a survival chocolate cake? Like, are you gonna, when you're surviving and you're fucking just running from the zombies in the bunkers and it's Mad Max Fury Road, are you gonna be making survival cake, or are you gonna be?
That could be. I mean, hey, to each his own. If you think that shit's gonna happen, then you fucking buy that survival cake. When you're having a rough fucking day and you're fucking a zombie ate your dog and you barely survived, like that piece of chocolate cake is gonna make your day a little fucking better, a little brighter.
Okay, you're having a rough fucking life. That's that zombie cake is gonna just be. It's gonna be like a slap in the face, satirical. Like, oh yeah, we lost old Glenn the other night, but everyone, here's some cheap chalky chocolate cake. Worst you ever had.
Okay, well then you don't need a piece. And when everyone goes, who wants a piece, then you can shut the fuck up in that corner and watch everybody enjoy their little slice of that fucking whack-ass cake.
I don't need your cake. I'll eat my slop in peace like a man.
Oh, God. But you're right. Like, those guns are stolen because nobody in the hood or whoever else are buying these guns to commit crimes are buying it at a gun show. They're not doing it. They're not registering it. Your Second Amendment, you can't fuck with the foundation of what America was brought in. Yeah, it was a different time, but that is a part of a right that we have to do, to bear arms. And you know what? Obama is such a little fucking asshole talking about gun control. If he truly believes in it, okay, well then let's go ahead and take your guns from your Secret Service, because why would they have it? Because to protect you. It's the same fucking thing. Like, for you to want to take people's guns that buy them legally, that register them, that use them for hunting or for whatever, for when you live out in the fucking sticks, why you wouldn't want a gun? Like, you have to, it's about survival. So gun control that's one thing I do like about Trump and all of the Republican Party. Second Amendment it's a right, we have it, and you need to work on a different way of getting gun control, because these people that are shooting up places, that are committing these crimes, committing these mass murders, they're not going to a gun show, they're not registering it, they're not doing that, and it's like taking away a right. So when people get a DUI and people get in a car accident that kills people, so does everyone need their car taken away because one person fucked it up? Like, no, you don't take away everyone else's right just because it's based on some people that do it illegally and commit crimes and that don't know how to use it. It's being responsible. For you to get a gun, you have to go through a process, and showing that you're responsible enough. It's just like getting your driver's license. You have to show that you're responsible enough to own one. So
you don't personally think Obama's been a good president?
No, not at all. I think he's a liar. I think here's my stance. As much as I don't like Obama, if I was to meet Obama, I would shake his hand. He's the president of the United States. He was elected, and that's a position that people need to respect regardless of how he's run the country, because that's our president. We're not a monarchy. You know, the people voted him in, and that's what it is. There is a respect thing, but I don't think he's been a good president. I think he's definitely put America in a weak position. Being a strong country and having a big military and being able to defend ourselves and saying, like, you can't fuck with us, you can't do certain things without us retaliating. I think that's a big problem that Obama has. I feel like he definitely takes credit for himself doing things. He always says, well, I'm the one who got Osama bin Laden. No, you didn't. SEAL Team 6? Or the SEALs did it.
Yeah.
You didn't do it. Like, he doesn't go to Congress. He tries to do an executive decision. He tries to go around the proper ways that you need. The whole point of Congress and these different chapters in the government is to not have the president be all power. He has to go through different ways because...
Well, he does.
Yeah, but he also tries to make...
Well, look at George W. Bush laying down the Patriot Act that's got 85% or something investigates majority of Americans and not... All right, let me tell you something about Obama. And I don't know a lot about politics. Mm-hmm. I can only tell you how it's affected my life generally. Yeah. So I'm going to get into a little bit of a real talk. After owning the shop, owning a business, and then going to be unemployed, I had no medical insurance, mm-hmm. right? Now, so with the Affordable Care Plan Act, I was able to sign up, and I got to the point, like, mentally, mm-hmm. where, like, I felt like I could not deal with life anymore. Mm-hmm. Like, I wanted to die.
Yeah.
Okay. And so without the Affordable Care Plan Act, which a lot of people complain about, and I understand that it costs pain. I mean, it costs money, and for some people it's unequal, and some people it's fair. I can attribute me getting healthcare access to me still being alive today. Mm-hmm. To get the medications that I needed to make me feel okay. Mm-hmm. Maybe I was having a bad month. Maybe it's all just a fluke. But I've normalized equalized out my brain chemicals by using a medication called Celexa. Now, without the Affordable Care Act, I'm just white knuckling it. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So I think if you take military on one side, and then you take, human humility and human kindness on the other side, I feel like he's been somewhere in the middle. Do I like him? I don't know what liking a president means. A president is the face of the country, and that's the person to blame when things go wrong. Yeah. There's so many different entities. It's just like El Chapo with the Sinaloa cartel. They might chop off the head, but there's still fucking a whole other body of people that you need to deal with. You know what I mean? It's not going to stop. And it's not. And I think no matter whether we vote Democrat or Republican, our lives are ultimately not going to be changed that much, mm-hmm. Because of where we live. We've lived in a shit economy place. It's always been a shitty economy in Victorville. That's why the reason why it's been so slow to get businesses to come up here. You know what I mean? There's tons of residences, but they all have to commute. Now, I can solely put something on Obama for something that helped me. And I know that doesn't affect every American, and I know that doesn't mean really a whole lot. But at the same time, I still appreciate the fact that there's a lot of people in this world that will have a chance to have medical care when they would absolutely not be able to afford to, and could therefore perish. I think as a human kindness, I think that's something he has done.
Well, see,
other than that, I don't know.
I'm kind of on the other spectrum because I couldn't afford healthcare. I'm a student. My dad's always had really good health care, and that shit kept me on until I was 27. I was able to get health care and dental, which was awesome. But once I turned, not 27, once I turned 25, I was kicked off of it. So I didn't have health care. Well, when I tried to get health care, I couldn't get it. The situation I was in when being up north, I wasn't able to get it. And then I'm getting taxed, and I am getting penalized because I couldn't afford it. So I have to go and pay a tax now and a sum of money that I didn't even have because I didn't sign up for health care. And then when I'm finally going in to get Obamacare, I am not able to, where I was living up north, I wasn't able to go to certain doctors. The closest place that I could do it where it was taken, it was just so annoying and horrible. Like, and I don't feel like you should put into place something that you're trying to help people that can't afford it normally, and yet when they don't do it, then they're given a fee that they have to pay because they don't have it. And then
well, no, the fee goes to people that can afford it.
Well, then he starts to claim, well, look at how many people sign up. Well, because you're forcing someone to do it. I feel like, I mean, I love Canada because they have a free healthcare system where that shit is, like, that's one thing that I really love about Canada is that they have a great healthcare system for all of their citizens. But here, you know, I would love it if it could be absolutely free. I think that is when dealing especially with mental health, we have a huge mental health problem in America. That definitely needs to be taken care of. But when you are putting a penalty on a person when they can't afford something and then you're making them pay, it to me, it just doesn't work. It was so hard to even sign up for this thing. It was so confusing. Like when it first started, the system wouldn't even go. It was just a mess. And personally, I just think that there's a better way. I don't really think Obamacare is all it's cracked up to be. So, but I'm glad it helped you. I mean, that's a good thing that you know what I mean? You were in a position where that really helped you. And I just personally haven't been put in a position where that helped me. It actually, hurt me more because then I'm getting taxed and I have to pay this when I even have that fucking money to begin with.
Do you feel like that maybe there's just a possibility that the paperwork wasn't done right and you didn't stay up on doing things?
No, man. I fucking hate being an adult and having to do that shit.
Yeah,
really,
I'm fucking so horrible at that.
It sucked, and I just didn't even have health care when I living up north.
All I can tell you, if you don't already have, and if you're already experiencing it, is keep up your credit. Keep up your credit. I fucked my credit.
Well, you know what is crazy? I actually had to fucking check on my credit because I had an incident not too long ago, about 2 months ago, where there's a certain person, you do know who they are, I'll fill you in later. Now I work out in a place where there is no fucking service. Like, it's horrible. It's like 15 miles out from Victorville, and I just don't get service. So I get in my car, and once I start driving closer to town, I realize that I have a voicemail. So I check it, and it's the sheriff's department saying, is this, so-and-so? And I'm like, and get in contact with me when you get this, it is. So I waited till I got home because I didn't want to call them while I was driving because I thought I'd get in trouble. And so I get home, and I call this sheriff back who left this voicemail. And he goes, there was an incident today, and your name was used, and can I come to where you are? Because I need to talk to you, and I need to make sure you are who you say you are. And I am fucking petrified. Like, I don't get in trouble. Like, why would this cop need to talk to me? It just really freaked me out. I'd gone to Vegas the weekend before. I'm like, oh, fuck, did I do some shit in Vegas that I don't remember? Yeah. And now I have to, So the cop gets to my house, and I'm like, Dad, this cop needs to come talk to me. Like, will you be out there with me? Because, I have a little fear of the police, just because I get scared of authority. And he goes, is your name so-and-so? And I go, yeah. He goes, well, do you mind if I look at your ID? And I'm like, okay. So basically what had happened was there was a traffic stop earlier in the day. And a girl ran through a stop sign and got pulled over with her kids in her car and was clearly tweaked out. and said that her name was my name, spelled my name exactly right, because my name is kind of hard to spell, and my last name, and gave my birthday, because they didn't have a license. They didn't have a license on it.
Was this person down here?
Yes. And she gave my birthday, but she was one day off. Now, I'm in the system, just in my fingerprints and everything, period, because of my job. I had to get clearance and stuff. But the cop who ran it, the picture didn't come up when he ran it. Because if he would have seen my picture, he would have known clearly that wasn't me. But for whatever reason, it wasn't popping up. And so he had enough on this girl to know that wasn't her and that she was lying. So... and she had a suspended license. She didn't have insurance. She had her kids in her car, ran a stop sign. She was clearly kind of on some shit or whatever. And so he already had enough to take her in. So, he waited for someone to come and pick up the kids and took her in. And while they're waiting, she blatantly admitted that it wasn't her and that I was somebody that she knew. And so I basically, he wanted to know if I wanted to press charges on fraud because she could have fucked my life up. Like, I have a perfect driving record. Why would you use my name? Like, I grew up with this girl. Like, we were old homies. I haven't seen her in like 5 years because she started dating someone that wasn't good for her, and she just really went downhill. But just the fucking fact that you would use my name, like, that's some fucking shady shit. Like, you could have fucked me up. Like, why would, if she would have got away with it, that ticket would have been in my name. I wouldn't have known about it. You know what I mean? Like, that would have been something. So I had to go back. So then so the cop told me, I was like, yeah, we don't really run in the same circles. He's like, yeah, I can tell. She was definitely on something. So I didn't press charges because I just had a soft spot for her because I used to know her. We used to be such good friends. And I feel like, well, you already have enough on your fucking plate, but if she did it again, I definitely would press charges. So I had to go and I had to check my credit to make sure that she hadn't used my name, because she has a history of having fraud, like committing crimes where you're taking people's identities and you're writing back checks and shit like that. So I knew, so I had to fucking check my credit, and my shit's good.
All right. Okay. What a fucking bitch.
What a fucking bitch. I know. I was so mad. Oh, man. You're an asshole if you hear this and you know what I'm talking about.
Fucking G. Coleman shit.
Oh, man.
Fucking, so, how long were you living up north?
I was up north for about 2.5, 3 years. I was living in Humboldt County, and I stayed in Arcata, which is a cool little university town. I mean, Humboldt State University is kind of the main thing there. It's nestled in the redwood forest. It was so beautiful, and it was just a cool, small college town, and it was super hippie.
Did it take you a while to find a little group and to mesh in with?
No, because like I can meet people anywhere, honestly. Yeah. Like I got there, and it was kind of crazy because I got there, I had met, I'm just going to give a little hint or a little tip to everybody. Don't fucking find roommates on Craigslist. It is a horrible idea. I had arranged a room for rent, and it was close to the college, and I just kind of thought it was cool. I kind of vibed with this lady. She was a little, I knew she was a little older, and we pull up, me and my sister pull up, and my dad, because they moved me out there, because it's about a 12-hour drive from here. And I pull up in the driveway, and I see her, and I immediately started crying.
All right, well, okay, you guys gotta understand that B here she's a very emotional person.
I am.
Okay, she's a very emotional person. Like,
I cry about anything.
Like, she'd cry about anything. Fucking, all my bags are packed. I'm ready to go.
God, Armageddon,
I'm standing here outside your door.
That song makes me cry. It's so sad because I think about Armageddon. But so I pull up and I see her, and she's way older.
I'm leaving on a jet plane.
Oh my god! And then they all start singing.
Okay, so you're crying when you see her. Like, you're like, "Fuck, don't leave me, Papa."
I started crying because I just knew. And I knew that she smoked weed before because we kind of talked about it. I told her, it doesn't bug me. But, like, I told her, like, can you just not smoke that day that I'm coming in because my dad's going to be moving me in. And my dad's a real square bear. And my dad's moving me in, and he's like, Rebecca, it smells like dope in here. And I'm like, oh, fuck, no, I don't think so. And basically I was there. I made my sister stay the night with me. We moved me all in. And the next day, I made my sister and my dad, and we started apartment shopping because I was like, I'm not staying here. I refuse to. The room was way smaller. It was smaller than this. I could barely.
This is a big fucking.
Yeah, this is. It was probably like from here on. It was pretty small. I couldn't fit all my shit in it. That's for fucking sure. Like, so I immediately started shopping, and the next day I figured something out, and I literally stayed at that house for 2 more days. I found some. Craigslist is good because I did find some movers because in a college town you have a lot of college kids looking for fucking work. I got somewhere to store my shit. And then I moved into a motel, me and my cat, for two weeks until my apartment was ready. So I was living pretty rough, me and my cat. And I had to start school. And I went to the dollar store and I bought a little styrofoam cooler, and I kept lunch meat and sandwich stuff, and I was living rough, man. And then I moved into my beautiful apartment.
I mean, you could say it's rough, but in a way it was kind of fun and experience. But I think when you move away from home, there's a kind of a real genuine loneliness and homesickness.
Absolutely.
That like kind of
absolutely.
Like, it's like you could feel alone when you're at home, but there's a whole nother feeling of alone when you're away.
When you know that you can't just go and see somebody that's going to be right there, that's going to be in front of your face. I definitely felt that way. I actually knew somebody that I knew from high school that lived up there. He's the one who kind of got me to get my apartment. There was an apartment next to his, and he was the one who hooked me up with that. But I needed a roommate. And his girlfriend knew this girl, so I got this roommate that I didn't even know. I mean, it ended up working out, but no, before she moved in, and I would hang out with him. Like, he was definitely, like, I love him. He helped me, and he was super welcoming me into his group and stuff, but there were days that when I lived in that motel and that I didn't hang out, I didn't get to see him because I had to go to school and I had other shit that I needed to do. And as an adult that I got to figure out, like going to a fucking laundromat, that you're going to laugh at me, but I went one day and I was just really having the lonely home blues. Like, I just was so homesick and I just needed to get out. And I went to this restaurant, this Italian restaurant, and I got a seat in the window, and they go, how many? And I go, just one. And they're like, oh, you're going to meet someone? I'm like, no, just one. And I sat at this window, and there wasn't a lot of people in there. It was like in the middle of the day, and I didn't have a lot of money, but I ordered like the soup and salad, and I just sat there, and I was looking out the window. And what do you think happened, Abram?
You fucking started crying.
I started crying, and it was so awkward because, like, the waiters were looking at me, and they kept coming up, like, oh, do you need anything else? Like, are you okay? And I'm like, yeah, I'm all right. Thanks. Like, they gave me a free dessert, and I think it was because I was crying by myself.
And fucking Mario from the back was, like, whipped off his apron and fucking adjusted his side pipe and was like, hey. Coming out there, sat down with you, flipped around a chair and sat backwards and was like,
how you doing?
So beautiful. Tears from such beautiful eyes should never touch the earth's air.
Yeah, I wish. No, that didn't happen. But, I mean, I definitely got sad. But then I met, my roommate moved in, and I met all of her friends, and I actually stole her best friend. But, I mean, I was way fucking cooler, so... I mean, I get it, and I'm still such good friends with her today. And I got that group of people. I met I had to have my gay best friend, and those days of me living in that motel, going to that dollar store, he actually worked there. And then I moved into my new apartment one day because the bars there, my apartment was only probably 200 feet from all the bars. There's 4 bars lined up because it's a small town and it's kind of like a town square. and living so close to the bar, like I'm hitting it up. So I went out. I would go out like the first week. I went out to the bar by myself, like, and I remember I danced, and I would just get drunk, and it's probably super not safe not to do that by yourself, walking home and being all lonely, but.
You get over going places by yourself.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, it's like
I didn't think
you're
I'd
like
be that
fuck
way.
it, you got to get out.
Yeah.
When you start to be confined, you're like, I don't give a shit.
Yeah.
Like,
That's it. I was like, I need a drink. I need to go out and have fun. So I did that, and I saw this guy who would work at the dollar store, and I'd see him all the time, and I basically just went up to him and was like, hey, you work at the dollar store, huh? And he's like, yeah. And his name is Ginger Snap. Shout out to Ginger Snap. And he was like, yeah. And I'm like, well, I love the dollar store. And I'm like, well, how's it going? And he thought I was, and he'll still tell the story, and thought I was a fucking weirdo. He was like, what the fuck is this girl doing? And I stood there and I smoked a cigarette and I started talking to him. And from then on, we became best friends. And I kind of just forced him to become my best gay friend up there.
So what's up? No, you didn't hate no boyfriend up there? No.
No, I definitely dated. I don't know what it was, but I definitely dated younger guys being up there.
Oh, because you're older in college.
Yeah.
What the fuck? You're older.
Some never been kissed shit. Yeah, I was. I did. Let me tell you, when you choose to go to college and you are over 24, because I waited so I wouldn't be connected to your parent, you get so much more financial aid when you're not claimed by your parents. My parents made too much money for me to get good financial aid. So when I went up there, I had good grades and I had no income, and I was over 24. Well, I was 24. No, I was 25. And I got mad money.
Oh.
So.
Fucking Becca and the 17-year-old fucking tech.
Okay, not 17. These
18?
guys were like 22, 23. And I would meet them at bars. Like,
okay.
They were older.
Was there one 18-year-old?
No.
19.
No.
What was the youngest?
21.
All right. I don't believe you.
But... Why wouldn't you believe me? Why would I lie about
Well,
that?
because if I had the chance to bang a 19, 18-year-old girl, I probably would.
Well,
and I'd celebrate it.
And
I might even lie about it.
And I didn't even find out that they were
that
that young until, like, they told me. Like, they're in the bar. You have good faith that they're obviously old enough to get into a bar. But there were a couple. Like, one I'm so cool with. The other one, he was really cool. He was a comedian, and but I dated some other guys. I dated this one guy, and he ran a growery deep in the fucking forest. And when I first met him, we were gonna go out, and he was coming because they call it the hill up there. That means you're on the hill. That means you're either trimming or you're taking care of a grow, and you live out in the sticks. You live in some fucking man-made little cabin, or if you have a trailer or whatever. And he's like, well, can you drive? I don't have my truck down. I'm like, oh yeah. And he's like, yeah, but my truck's fucked up for a while. And I'm like, what happened? He's like, I hit a bear. And I'm like, you hit a fucking bear? Like, he said, there's some runs out in the growery, and it was at night, and he had to go check it out, and fucking hit a bear. And I'm like, oh, well, so, he was cool.
Was he always holding kind buds?
Huh?
Did he always have weed?
Yeah, he did. And actually, everyone just always had weed. I remember being at school and people would just, like, smoke weed in the quad. And one time this guy, he had a big old, like, I don't even know if he went there. I don't know. But me and my friend Miley were just sitting there and smoking cigarettes. And before class, it was at the end of the day, actually. And he comes up and he's like, hey, can I bum a cigarette from anyone? Which everyone always bums cigarettes. But I'm like, yeah, here you go. And he's like, thanks so much. Here, just take what you want. And opened up this fatty duffels.
Yeah, so duffel bag handfuls of weed. Wow. That's pretty crazy.
Yeah, it definitely was. It just was a huge bag, and he didn't even care how much we took, so I took as much as I could. And it was just crazy. I mean, up there, it's just way easier. It's such a common thing to have so much weed just because so many people work on the hill. And the hill is growers or running growers, so to them, For a cigarette, that wasn't like I'm not one of those people where I'm like, oh, well, do you have a quarter for my cigarette? Like, what the fuck? That quarter's gonna get lost in my car. Like, I'm not gonna, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So up there, they're just, it's so much more freer with weed, just because it's so common and everybody uses it. So yeah, it was definitely dope to.
I think that like well, did you know, you mentioned you never really bought it, but what were the like, do you remember anybody buying, like what the local prices were? Could you get it really cheap, you know?
I mean, for a while I kind of really didn't have anybody that I could, I mean, I knew people, but I would usually just like get it for free. So when I started to have to buy it, I would go through, I had this kid in my chemistry class, and his name was Art. He was super cool. He was from LA, and I didn't really know that he dealt weed or anything like that. I didn't, and then, you know, he was really good friends with my chem partner, and it kind of just came up, and so I'm like, well, could you hook me up? Because of course I'm trying to get a deal. So I mean, I could get like an eighth for like $25. I don't know. Is that like, I'm not really good with really prices. Good. And his shit was really good. And it's cool because people, when you have a cool dealer, you would go over there and he's like, you want to smoke first? And not even like shit that you're buying, you know? It was just, so I definitely could get better deals. And then I would start, when I moved into my new apartment in a 1-bedroom, I had a neighbor, and he always went to the dispensary. So he sort of kind of got me into buying shit from the dispensary, which I really never had before. But I always wanted the most weed I could get. So I wasn't really concerned. I do like sativa because I know it keeps you up. Like, it doesn't make you have a body high where I don't like getting all fucking tired and shit, unless like that's what I'm going for. But so for the most part, you know, he kind of got me to that, but I would usually get, like, potpourri, which it would just be a lot of weed, and it'd be, like, trim-ins and stuff, but it was cool because I would take my trim, and once I would, like, grind it up, and I would give it to him, and everybody in the apartment would kind of do that, and he would combine it with, like, this oil, and he would make, like, herb, I mean, they call it herb butter, but it wasn't butter, it's, like, herb oil, and you could just, like, you'd freeze it and you just like take a little chip, and it was kind of almost like a little bit of an edible. And then my neighbors upstairs, he always got really good weed, so when I would come down here, I would ask whoever knew if they wanted anything, and I would definitely like buy it for them, and he would like hook me up and like with like bubblegum rainbow or whatever the fuck it's called, I don't know, but like definitely good stuff. But one thing, something that I definitely picked up there that I really liked is smoking weed with wick, like with have you ever smoked it with the wick?
Light with the wooden match, and then you light the wick, and then you can like smoke your roll.
Yeah, the wick is kind of like in a waxy thing, so it just makes smoking, like if you have a bong or if you're smoking with weed, like it makes it you can taste the weed way better, because when you use a lighter, you're just putting propane in. I mean, what is propane or? It's butane. Butane, sorry, yeah. It definitely was a way better. It just tasted way better, and it's like easier to use when you have a bong, and it's so much healthier. And my neighbor, he was a real big health nut guy, so I got put onto that, which I really, really liked. I don't really go into shops. I don't go into dispensaries. I don't have a card, or so I don't know where they really sell it, but I haven't been able to see it really, and not a lot of people use it. I brought home a lot of it because I had it, and I gave it to like my friends that would actually like use it. But I definitely smoked super good weed living up there. That's for sure. Like, I loved it. So
yeah, I mean, I get pretty good weed where I go to get it. I think it would be a neat experience for me, because I've always been a smoker, and I'm into the culture, not full blown fucking head over heels like I'm stoner, but I guess
I have a question. Do you like dapping?
I was actually thinking of a question that I was going to ask you, that same exact question, and I do not like dabbing.
That shit is intense.
I do it every time because I go to this guy's house, and every time I buy something, he whatever you buy, you get a free dab. Mm-hmm. And so, like, I usually when I go in, I'm like, all right, I'll kick it. They're playing the new Star Wars video game and shit, and it's cool. It's kind of chill. We're just kicking back. And then I take my dab, and then I'm like, I gotta get the fuck out of here.
Oh, yeah.
Like,
it's bad.
I'm like, paranoia fucking all over my body. I can't take this shit. Outie. And I'm just like, all right, I'm gonna go, man. I'm fucking looking around. It's just, I hate it. The what I hate about dabbing is, A, that it gets you fucking ridiculously stoned, and then 2, that it burns and hurts my chest.
Lungs, yeah, it feels like your lungs are just expanding so fast. I don't even know how to explain it, but I dabbed one time little with my neighbors. I used to carpool with them because they lived in, where is it called? Not Bakersfield. Palmdale. I don't know where the fuck they live, but they live close enough to where we would ride share because their car wouldn't ever really make it. And it's cool. They'd help me on gas. It was a cool little setup. And we did it one time. We were like coming up the mountain to go home, and we really weren't we were probably like 2.5 hours away. And I did a little dab, but I don't really think it was anything. I kind of just went to sleep in the car. But one time I went up to their apartment, and because I was gonna ask for him to get me some stuff or whatever, and him and his girl are big time dabbers. Like, they do that shit all the time, and they go, Becca, do you want to dab? Because you never really have done like a big one or anything. And I'm like, well, I don't really want to do a big one, but I'll do it. More like bullshitting. So I go to do it. I totally hit the whole thing, and I just immediately stand up. And I'm just like, I had to put my arm on the wall and rest my head. And I'm like, all right, guys, I gotta go immediately. I was like, thanks, but I gotta go. And I walked downstairs, and I went in my apartment. I shut the door. And as I'm walking to my bedroom, because I knew I was gonna collapse on my bed, I'm so hot because of it. I start taking off my clothes, just leaving a trail of my clothes through to my bedroom, and I just lay out on my bed, and I was so high and so paranoid I couldn't even move. I hear my door knocking. They're like, are you all right in there? And I'm like, It was horrible. I didn't enjoy it.
I've had it ruin my day. I've had where we would go into the shop and we would take a dab first thing in the morning, and it would I was like, I can't go out there. Yeah. They're out to get me. They're paranoid. This paranoia always brings the boogeyman,
Yeah.
The boogeyman's coming to get somebody. You don't know who the fuck it is, but
coming to get
they're coming. The police are coming. The people are gonna know. You're not gonna want to be. You're not gonna know how to explain what's going on with you. It's some real fuckery.
Yeah, I didn't. I mean, and I didn't not ever do one again. I went and I did.
Yeah.
I had these other neighbors that were in the apartment next to us, and they were younger girls because I would buy them beer, and I felt like a fucking old ass bitch buying them beer. But they're 18, 19, but they were super cool chicks. They went to the same school as me, and they would dab a lot. I mean, you would go in there, and the glassware alone is just ridiculous. They had 12 bongs, all different sizes. They have all this different glassware, all this shit. Like me, I had a bong and a little pipe, and mind you, it was a hand-me-down bong. Someone gave it to me. It was beautiful. I named it Celine Dion.
Get the fuck out. Celine Dion. Poor Celine Dion. Lost her husband and her brother.
R.I.P. Sorry, Celine. Your heart will go on.
R.I.P.
But, and I would dab over there, and then they would talk to me about the clarity of it, and this is what you need. And I'm like, dog, I just want to get high. I don't care. I'm not going to do it. They would explain to me about the trimming and different ways to trim a plant.
God, Jason Moffat's fucking.
I just couldn't. I'm like, that's really interesting.
You've had, Jay Moffat, fucking, it's pretty stunning, but it's not. It's and that's, hybrid between
that's people flowers. Just really being interested in it, and that's cool. If that's your thing, but I'm not. But one cool thing about that up there is kids that were soil majors because they're just on a new frontier of having soils and discovering different things and how they can change the plant. And I mean, it was amazing, but it's definitely not my thing. I just want to, honestly, like, I don't want you to linger around me and talk about this. Like, I just want to smoke some shit. I don't have it, and then I'll see you tomorrow, because I'm definitely going to be passed out the rest of the night.
It's like, it's fucking people focus so much on it. Like, when I follow the Facebook pages and stuff, I'm like, I usually unfollow them. There's so many Facebook pages that I follow and unfollow just because I can't fucking stand. I have like so many friends that I unfollow, and I'm sure I have plenty of friends that unfollow me because I just don't give a shit. Like, there's one last thing I wanted to touch on that I'm glad we got on this, although I've been fucking up the thing today and I finally got it down.
Yeah,
was The Revenant.
Oh yeah,
The Revenant. You watched it?
I did. I watched it last night. Super into it. 5 stars.
5 stars.
Go Leo. It was just.
And Tom Hardy.
Which one was Tom Hardy?
Tom Hardy was Fitzgerald.
Oh yeah. Oh, I didn't even recognize him as that. Or never mind. I did not recognize it.
Because you're not a man. It's because you're not a man.
That movie was super good. I thought it scared me about that grizzly bear. But he needs an Oscar. He just did so well. It was a
movie about the human spirit staying alive
and
through tragedy.
Hugh Glass is who it's based on.
I've read that thing.
Yeah, I read about him.
The true story isn't what happened in the movie, but it's still a good movie.
I think in real life he ended up not killing Fitzgerald. I don't think he
never killed the guy because he joined the army.
Yeah.
And then the other guy, like, I read the history, he just gave him a stern talking to.
Oh, the boy? Yeah. But, I read that he actually didn't kill Fitzgerald.
It was supposed to be 250 miles that he traveled from.
Yeah, it was way longer. And I thought he kind of crawled the whole way. I didn't think he really... Yeah,
because it seemed kind of weird when he regained his walking after his leg was, like, totally mangled, you know?
Yeah. But it's a fucking movie. There's only
because it was tight when he finally got on his feet. Like that point when, like at this point, I if you're watching this show, you're coming at the end of our show. You know, if you want a spoiler, if you don't want a spoiler, then you can just go ahead and shut it off. You've already listened to over 45 minutes. But when he the moment I knew that Leo was going to win an Oscar is when he was riding that horse. Mm-hmm. And then of course it was CGI, but he was riding the fucking horse, okay? Yeah. Like he was like, and he jumps off the cliff.
Oh my God, yeah.
Yeah, into the tree and like fucking, and then he cuts open the horse and fucking, cuts open the sweet polka dotted brown spot.
That was a beautiful horse.
And then he fucking crawled inside of it nude.
Yeah. That's nuts.
Like that. I mean, you just realized he needed it because of all the time he spent crawling on the fucking ground in the snow.
Well, and I mean, a lot of people, when you're acting, you kind of just always think of like an actor and their performance as a character that has so much dialogue, and he really didn't have a lot of dialogue at all in that movie. He was mainly like grunting, but he is so believable that he fucking got hurt by that bear, and it was just crazy. Like, he did such an amazing job to because usually in a movie, the words that people speak, that's what gets to you. Like, that's what's going to make you be emotionally invested, and he didn't have that. It was just like his absolute pain, and oh man, he just did such a good job. I think like that shit was so believable.
And just like how he was like chasing when he was like 50, 60, 70 feet away from Fitzgerald, and they're just like exhausted, and he's just still going after him,
Yeah.
Fucking, it's just like that movie had me captivated. It was definitely like I said in the last podcast, I don't give a fuck if he wins the Oscar. But if he doesn't win an Oscar, then the Oscar don't mean shit, okay? Yeah. Then it's prejudice and racist.
He just did such a good job. I was just super into it. Yeah. Go Leo.
Oh, yeah.
You're so Leo. Handsome and amazing, and
I co-signed that.
Did you want to go ahead and talk about Mr. Chris Lilly?
Mr. Chris Lilly. Chris Lilly, where do I begin? Like, Chris Lilly. Thank you to Becca for introducing me to Chris Lilly. Somebody that I would take a first glance at. What's funny is I seen one of her YouTube videos that she posted, and I thought it was funny. It's that one where she's yelling at him on the cell phone. Okay, the girl's yelling on the cell phone. Now you have to understand, Chris Lilly is an Australian actor that creates kind of like one-off miniseries, you could say, like one-off miniseries. And in these miniseries, he plays the key characters, and they're shot in the form of mockumentaries. Okay, and so he plays man, woman, child, black guy, Asian, fucking grandma. Like, it's just he's a jack of all trades when it comes to comically portraying people being serious, but laughing at them because believing their own bullshit. One thing about almost all of his characters is that they're kind of bad people. Most of them. Graham was not a bad person. Fucking
Nathan and Daniel, I don't think
Blake Oakfield weren't that bad.
Yeah, he wasn't.
Daniel was kind of bad though. Like,
yeah.
And Nathan,
he had it rough. He's deaf. He went deaf after like exploding.
Smouse was a shithead.
Yeah, Smouse is a wannabe rapper.
And he did it in blackface, which was really distasteful.
But I mean, maybe because I'm not black, but I mean, it's not even kind of in an offensive way, but I don't.
It is kind of like.
But I don't know.
Anytime you have a white guy playing a black guy.
That's true.
But it's not, it is also not offensive because that's his shtick. Is playing all of his characters. Now, if it was a movie where they like made a white guy play like a black guy, they did blackface for Bob Marley, and it was like a popular actor, then I could see.
Yeah. But
that was kind of his thing. But like Jame and Mr. G and Jonah.
Who's your favorite character that he does?
Probably Daniel
and Nathan. They're twin. He plays both of them, and they're twin brothers. So he does two. He's basically acting with himself. It's just so good.
Like, you have to watch it, and it's probably not for you. You have to be into dark humor. You have to be into dark, awkward humor. Think kind of like English humor. Similar in a very small way to like The Office or something. Mm-hmm. I don't know.
No, yeah, it's definitely a different kind of taste. He has quite a bit of shows. It started off with, I think, We Are Heroes. That's where Jamae came from. There's other characters too, but and then Summer Heights High. That's where he plays Mr. G. He's gay, right? He's a gay drama teacher.
He's undercover, though. His little assistant is his gay buddy.
Yeah, it's kind of like a Burns and Mr. Smithers thing, And then he plays Jonah, this kid from Tonga.
Or better would be like Jim Leahy and from Trailer Park Boys.
Jim Leahy. And what's the younger guy?
His little boyfriend?
Cheeseburger,
fucking Jim. Randy,
yeah. Fuck off, Randy. And then who else? And then he has a show, Jonah from Tonga, which is a spinoff from.
Hold on, we have an unedited contact here. This might be somebody wanting to contact me and talk shit. We'll get him on the podcast. Hello? Who's this? Huh? Who's this? Munoz? I'm recording a podcast, dog. I'm about to be done right now. I'll hit you back. All right, later. Sorry, you guys. This guy called me from different phone numbers and shit. I thought it might have been this girl's husband that's after me, and I was gonna fucking put him on the speaker and talk shit to him. But
back to what we were saying. Anyways, he has a lot of spin-off shows. He has Jame, Private School Girl, which it's just like the worst your opinion of a private school girl and being stuck up and a fucking just rich bitch and Jonah from Tonga. I would say my favorite character from him, though, is Jonah. He's just like a misunderstood, just like bad. I mean, he's not, I don't even think he's that bad. When he talks about Rangas are redheads, basically everybody.
He's bad. All right, he's bad. You have to remember the fact that they're making a mockumentary.
Yeah.
So he's being as good as he can while being filmed.
Yeah.
So in theory, off camera, he's worse.
Yeah.
Like doing all the graffiti.
He just, I mean, that shit just is so funny. And you can find episodes on like HBO Go. Abram gave me his password. And I basically watched that shit the whole time I was up north. Well, because he wanted me to watch, like, Kenny Powers. But you can find it on, like, YouTube, too. Summer Heights High episodes. And I don't know if, like, Jamae, Private School Girl, and Jonah from Tonga, I think that's still on HBO Go. But, like, because they have, like, Australian ABC, and that's where they play it or whatever. That shit comes on. To us, it's on a channel that...
I like Blakey Oakfield, too. I don't know why. He's kind of like a not really popular character, but I always liked that he was kind of a good guy.
Yeah.
He just kind of was hadn't grown up kind of guy.
I feel like he did such a good job playing an Asian mother.
I hated that
I
character,
felt
though.
like...
Go jack off.
I mean, the context that he uses
look at his dick.
Yeah, it's just so outrageous, his style, and it's just so funny. I mean, I definitely would suggest anybody to watch it. And if you don't think it's funny, then you're fucking stupid and you don't have a good sense of humor.
Yeah, and you're a fucking piece of shit.
Because that shit is funny, and it is what it is.
It is what it is. Well, on that note, I'd like to thank Becca for coming on the show.
No problem.
You know, it's been a kind of a long day working out the technical difficulties.
Yeah, it's dark outside, dog.
But we're still coming to you in stereo, and it's Saturday, January 16th. This probably will be hitting you on Wednesday the 19th or 20th. I don't know dates. I don't deal with that type of shit. After we chop it and screw it. And we want to thank everybody. Follow us at Twitter at GoonCastSquad, all one word, obviously. At Instagram at GoonCastSquad. Subscribe on YouTube. And be on the lookout for us on iTunes Store and Podcast Republic. My personal Instagram, if you want to holler at me, is at Abram the Tiger.
Why are you Abram the Tiger?
Because it works. It works. Abram the Tiger is a good name. My family calls me Tiger. That's like my nickname. So it's Abram the Tiger.
My dad called me Peanut.
Rebecca the Peanut. It works. Does Abram the Tiger sound not badass to you? Does it not?
Abram the Tiger sounds like...
I'm trying to be badass?
No, Abram the Tiger sounds like that Instagram page for that little tiger that was abandoned in the wild, and they're trying to get a GoFundMe and help support this little tiger. It probably has a hurt paw. And
is it not catchy?
Abram the Tiger. I mean, yeah, I guess.
Don't be hating. All right, tune in next week.